Hello, you're welcome back. And in this video, we will be solving some logarithm questions. Yes, you know how to solve logarithmic equations, but how do you solve one where the bases are different? Then you use the change of base rule. What does the change of base rule looks like? Look at this number 8. This is what the change of base rule look like in logarithm. So when you have log b base a, you can change the base and have log b having another the base to be another number entirely, then over the former base will now be log that number, then we would have the same base for the numerator and the denominator. Let's get at it so that you can understand better. So here is the first question. Log x base 2 plus log x base 4 equals 6. Now let's change the base of 1. You can either change the base of this or change the base of this. But let's change the base of, let's use change of base rule for log x base 4. So let's take a look at the change of base rule again. This is what it looks like. So we will be having log x base 4 to be equal to, because we have base 2 here, so we'll be changing the base to 2 so that we can have log x base 2 over log 4 base 2. The goal is for us to have the same base all through. So now that we have something like this is the same thing as log x base 2 over log 4 base 2 is the same thing as 2 log, is the same thing as 2, because this would give log 2 raised to power 2 base 2, and log 2 base 2 is 1. So we'll be having, so log this would give log s base 2 over 2. When we simplify it, now we can put this back into our given equation so that the equation now will become log x base 2 plus, what did we get again? We got log x base 2 over 2, and that is equal to 6. Now we can multiply through by 2 so that here now we can have 2 log x base 2 plus log x base 2 equals 12. So now we can simplify. 2 log x base 2 plus log x base 2 will become 3 log x base 2, and this is equal to 12. Now we divide both sides by 3, and then we have log x base 2 to be equal to 4. Now if log x base 2 equals to 4, then let's introduce log to the other side so that we can have log s base 2 to be equal to log 2 base 2 raised to power 4. Then log can cancel log, and then x will be equal to 2 power 4. So x will be equal to 16 because 2 raised to power 4 is 16. Do you need personalized help? Click the link in the description to message me directly. Now to the second question that looks like it. The second question says log x base 5 plus log 25 base x equals 4. So now we will have to take this one and change the base. So let's first change the base of log 25 base x, and this would give, since we have base 5 here, we will be using base 5. We'll be changing the base to base 5 so that we can have something like this: log 25 base 5 over, so that we can have log 25 base 5 over log x base 5. So this will be the same thing as log 25 base 5 will be 2. So this will be 2 over log x base 5. Now we can put this back, substitute it back into the given equation so that we have log the given equation says log x base 5. Then we now have plus 2 over log x base 5 equals 4. So now to make it easy to solve, let's since we're having log x base 5 here, we have log x base 5 here. Let's represent this by an alphabet so that it will be easier for us to solve. So let log x base 5 equal to, let's say, y, so that the equation now will become y plus 2 over y equals 4. Now after solving it, then we can equate y back to be log x base 5. So now let's multiply through by y so that it will no longer be in the denominator. If you multiply 2 by y times y will give y squared, then this will become 2 and this will become 4y. This has become a quadratic equation. So this will be y squared minus 2, plus 2, then minus 4y equals 0. So as a quadratic equation, we will be having y squared minus 4y plus 2 equals 0. We now need to solve to solve this quadratic equation. And what is the best way to solve this? We cannot use factorization because the product is obviously less than the one that is supposed to be sum. So there is no way we will have two numbers to multiply to 2 and then when we add them to give 4. It's not possible. So we use the quadratic formula which says minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now let's compute this into the given equation, the quadratic equation, so that now we have minus times minus b is negative 4, so that we have 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 4 is b, negative 4 squared will be 16, then negative 4, negative 4, a is 1 and c is 2. So we have 4 times 1, 4 times 2, that's 8. Then we have minus 8 over 2 times 1 is 2. So that now we will have 4 plus or minus root 8 over 2. Now let's simplify this. Since we can this root now, this is already in third form, so we can simplify this so that we can cancel out the 2 that is in denominator. So we have 4 plus or minus root 8 is the same thing as root 4 times root 2, right? Then over 2, and this would give 4 plus or minus 2 root 2 over 2. So 2 will cancel, 2 will go in 4 2 times, so that here we can have 2 plus or minus root 2. So from this equation now, from this quadratic equation, y equals 2 plus or minus root 2. So don't forget where our y is coming from. Y is equal to log s base 5. So that means log s base 5 is equal to 2 plus or minus root 2. Then we'll have to introduce log to the other side so that we'll have log s base 5 to be equal to log 5 base 5, and then what we have here will become the power 2 plus or minus root 2. So now the log base 5 can be out, and then x will be equal to 5 raised to power. So x will be equal to 5 power 2 plus or minus root 2. So that means x is equal to 5 power 2 plus root 2, or x equals 5 power 2 minus root 2. So that is how to solve this one. I know it's a long solve, but just take it step by step, one after the other. The first thing is you change the base, and when you see something like this, to make it easier to solve, use an alphabet for it. So after representing it by an alphabet, it led to a quadratic equation. Then we apply the quadratic formula. Then after getting the value of y, we put it back into our log so that we can get the value of x. And this is the answer for the second question. Now let's try the third question. Since the logs in this question have the same base, then we will not need to change base here, but let's see how to solve this. So we have plus here, that means we will be multiplying since they are in the same base. So this will be log base 3, and then we have x into bracket x minus 2 to be equal to 2. Now we can introduce log to the other side, so that would have log, this would become x squared minus 2x. This is obviously becoming a quadratic equation also, and this will give log 3 base 3 power 2, so that we have x minus 2x to be equal to 3 power 2. And then when we bring that to this side to give a quadratic equation, we have x minus 2x minus 9 equals 0. So now we have to use the quadratic formula to solve this, so that we have minus b. That will be, let's write the formula out. Minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So minus b, since our b here has negative, so this would give 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 2 square is 4. Then minus, let's first multiply 4 times a. 4 times a is 4, then times c. C is negative 9. 4 times negative 9 is negative 36. Then times this negative, that will be positive 36. Then all over 2. Sorry about that. So that we have 2 plus or minus root 40 over 2. So if you look at this now, we can also simplify this root, so that we have 2 plus or minus, this will be 4 times 10. So the square root of 4 is 2. So this would give 2 root 10 over 2, and 2 can cancel out here, so that we have 1 plus or minus root 10. So from this equation now, x equals 1 plus or minus root 10. But don't forget that we are to, what does the question says? We are to simplify for x. So since we want to simplify for x, then when we find the square root of 10, let's find the square root of 10, because the log of a negative number is undefined. So we need to know if there will be a negative answer when we add or subtract to 1. So this will be 1 plus or minus, what is root 10? Root 10 will give 3.16. So now if we add, so that this means that x will be equal to 1 plus 3.16, or 1 minus 3.16, and this will give 4.16 or negative 2.16. And the log of negative is undefined. So is undefined. So that means that x is equal to 4.16. We have to choose x to be equal to the positive 1. And that is it. If you have any question, leave it in the comments and I will reply you. See you in the next video. That's it for today. If you learned something new, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and drop your answers or thoughts in the comments. Remember, math gets easier the more you see it and say it. See you in the next video.